Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Arsenal edition of the Puma evoPOWER 1. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes themselves. They do not come with any extras, so let me get these out of the box really quickly. And if you guys could take a second to leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. So here is a look at one of those shoes that in my opinion is extremely underrated and overlooked quite often, the Puma evoPOWER 1. This is one of my personal favorite shoes to wear on a monthly basis. If you asked me to pick a shoe to wear right now, it would probably be between the evoPOWER 1 and the Nike Tiempo Legend 5. It really is one of those shoes that I truly enjoy wearing and can highly recommend. If you guys want more information on the overall performance, there's a full written review on my website, linked down below in the description. You can go ahead and check that out. Also on that page, you're going to find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes, allowing you to pick these up in either this colorway or any of the other colorways of the evoPOWER 1 below their retail price. And I also have a playtest video on my YouTube channel as well. I'll leave an annotation to that on screen if you want to see the evoPOWER 1 in action. So with all of that being said, let's get right into the video. To start things off, let's talk about the colorway. Now, as I'm sure many of you know already, Puma has taken over for Nike as the main kit supplier for Arsenal, and to celebrate that, Puma has more or less made an Arsenal-themed colorway for both the evoPOWER 1 as well as the brand new EvoSpeed 1.3. Now, the theme remains true whether you buy the evoPOWER or the EvoSpeed, but as you can see, just like what we saw in the World Cup with the one blue shoe and the one pink shoe, we're getting one red shoe and one white shoe, and they're essentially just reversed versions of each other, where you're going to find that's the same on both of these shoes. As you can see, the external EverFit cage here is blue on both the red and the white shoe, and the sole plate remains pretty much exactly the same as well as all of the yellow accents on the upper, but everything else is reversed. So you have one red shoe, and the red is really bright, and it has that kind of glossy, kind of sparkly finish to it like you're going to find on all the other EvoSpeed colorways. And then the white is, as you would expect, it's white and also has that kind of slight sparkle to it, although it is a little bit less noticeable. Your branding on the outside, as you can see, is red against the white background and then white against the red background. Even the tongues are kind of switched. This one has a white tongue, this one has a red tongue, the white laces, the red laces. Your Puma branding on the instep is red on this one, white on the other, and then the little tab right here on the back that allows for extra flexibility. One is white, one is red, and then again, the sole plates are identical on both of these two shoes. So it's one of those colorway themes that certainly is not for everybody. I'm personally not a huge fan of the one-in-one type of colorway where you have two different color shoes. I think that this particular theme is pretty cool looking. Is it something that I would necessarily want to wear? Probably not, but if that's your thing, then by all means, this is one of those colorways that you should definitely take a look at. It's definitely not as extreme as the one blue, one pink shoe that Puma did for the World Cup. So leave your opinions down below. Do you like this concept from Puma? It seems to be something that they're going to be pulling off quite often in the near future. Leave your comments down below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why or why not? And that's pretty much it as far as the colorway is concerned. And next we'll talk about all the tech specs. As far as performance goes, again, I mentioned this at the start of the video. If you want more information, more details I should say, check out the full written review on my website, linked down below in the description, and I'll also leave an annotation on screen to any performance-oriented videos that I have featured on my channel, with the evoPOWER 1 kind of being the main focus point. So again, several annotations will be left on screen, and the link is down below in the description to the full written review. So, as far as what the evoPOWER 1 is all about, we'll talk about all the major tech specs that really kind of determine how this shoe feels and how it performs, because it really is one of the most unique shoes currently out there on the market. Now, the first thing to talk about is the synthetic upper. It features two main elements: the synthetic itself, which they call Adapt-Lite, and basically its kind of defining characteristic is that it has a slightly elasticated quality, but it only stretches vertically as opposed to horizontally, so up and down, and that's to go with the sole plate feature, which we'll talk about in just a second, which is also extremely flexible. The Adapt-Lite synthetic itself is on the thinner side, but it has a very slight padded sensation about it that gives it almost a leather-like quality. It's barefoot, but like I said, with that little bit of extra padding to it, which I personally really like the feel of. It also provides pretty much no extra grip on the ball, at least no more extra grip than you would get from just plain barefoot. The second element to this upper are these little kind of pads you see embedded in the upper itself. This pad is what they call AccuFoam, and essentially it's a memory foam type of material. It's a lot spongier than you might expect, but it is also on the thinner side. Now the logic here is that the thinner upper, apparently based on Puma studies, allows you to have a harder strike, whereas having a little bit of extra padding makes for a more accurate strike. So you have the thin sensation from the Adapt-Lite synthetic, and then the slightly padded sensation from the AccuFoam. So you kind of get the best of both worlds as far as barefoot and leather-like feels from the synthetic variation of the evoPOWER 1. Again, it's one of the best striking experiences, if not the best, of any shoe currently out there on the market. It's part of the reason why I'm such a big fan of the evoPOWER 1. It really does feel, like I said, unlike anything else out there on the market. And if you're looking for a truly unique sensation when striking the ball and a very positive one, the evoPOWER 1 is one of those shoes that, like I said, I can just highly recommend. You have the AccuFoam going through the forefoot as well as through the main striking area of the foot. So no matter what part of the foot you're using to hit the ball, you get a really nice sensation. You can see you have that off-center lacing system, which again is kind of common for a lot of shoes nowadays. You're going to have these two extra kind of AccuFoam pads, or this memory foam padding, on the lower part of the tongue as well as on the top part, just to eliminate any kind of lace bite and just make for an overall more comfortable fit. You have your EverFit cage kind of fused on top on both the lateral and medial sides of the shoe. This is there just for a little bit of extra reinforcement in kind of the crucial midfoot areas. It's not necessarily something you can feel while you're wearing the shoe, but it definitely does do the job, and it makes for a nice responsive sensation overall. There's no issues with rollover or anything like that with this particular shoe. It does have a lower cut in the heel, almost like a speed boot would, but still feels nice and supportive. It has this little kind of rubberized piece right here, and essentially that's just a cutout in the material to make for a more flexible sensation in the Achilles area. And again, it's just very comfortable and kind of plays into the whole flexible theme of the shoe overall. The inside liner is a synthetic leather material that is nice and padded and has this very kind of cool dimpled texturing about it. Again, very comfortable from right out of the box. No real break-in time required with this particular shoe. The insole is of course fully removable, and it's pretty similar to what you're going to find in their EvoSpeed line. It's got a mesh liner on top, a thin layer of this white foam, and then a thicker layer of this perforated yellow foam in both the forefoot as well as in the heel. So again, step-in comfort is definitely a very positive aspect of the evoPOWER 1. As far as the sole plate is concerned, this is what they call the gradual stability frame. It's made from a Pebax material, and it has this kind of unique element here through the midfoot that maintains a good amount of kind of stability, but also allows the sole plate to flex backwards. So again, that one-way vertical stretchability of the Adapt-Lite synthetic in combination with the gradual stability frame for a sole plate allows the shoe to flex backwards a little bit, kind of like it would if you were to strike a ball barefoot. And again, according to Puma's studies, this allows for a harder strike on the ball. But if you guys did see my what is the most powerful soccer cleat video that I put up just about a week ago, I'll leave an annotation on screen to that. There really isn't much kind of proof or evidence that this shoe actually allows you to strike the ball harder. It feels really good. It's definitely a unique sensation, but it isn't necessarily something that's going to increase the power of your shot or really improve your striking ability in any kind of significant way, I guess is the best way to put it. So it is on the thinner side, and again, it does feel very flexible, which also makes it very comfortable. A really big fan of this particular sole plate. And then as far as the stud pattern is concerned, you have your bladed studs in the heel, 4 to be exact, 3 bladed studs in the forefoot, there for basically stability, and then these 4 conical studs that are fairly long, have a nice narrow profile, so they're very aggressive, and that's really there to kind of dig into the ground when you're accelerating and pushing off. And again, it's just a good combination of stability and aggressive traction from this particular stud pattern. Again, one of my personal favorite firm ground stud patterns currently out there on the market. So that's pretty much it as far as all the tech specs and performance features that you should know with the evoPOWER 1. And next we'll move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how lightweight these guys are. For all the features that Puma has managed to cram onto the evoPOWER 1 upper and sole plate, it's actually pretty surprising that the shoe is as light as it actually is. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9.5 US, We're going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.2 ounces, which, like I said, is nice and light. It's certainly not going to weigh you down, and just based on how comfortable these shoes are, you're not going to notice them on your feet pretty much whatsoever. It's an extremely comfortable shoe that is also nice and light. You really can't ask for too much more than that. So that's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion of the video goes. And I move on next to a quick on feet, so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit, and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the evoPOWER 1s on feet, and as far as synthetic soccer shoes go, these are at the top of the list as far as comfort is concerned. They are so comfortable from right out of the box. The upper is so soft and so flexible. There's really no break-in time required whatsoever. I think the one deciding factor for a lot of people with this particular shoe is the kind of anatomical shape that Puma likes to implement in their high models. It certainly isn't for everybody, but it isn't quite as extreme in the evoPOWER 1 as what you're going to find in some of their other lines, like the EvoSpeed line, for example. So basically what I mean by the anatomical shape is you can see the toe is not perfectly rounded. It comes to a bit of a point kind of right at the big toe, and then it kind of curves around to the natural shape of your foot. Now some people, like I said, just don't really like this. It's not something that I personally notice. There's really no kind of getting used to type of period with this particular shoe. I felt comfortable with them right out of the box. And as far as the fit is concerned, it's just a really comfortable shoe. So soft, so flexible. And again, as far as synthetic shoes go, these are some of the most comfortable ones around. As far as the fit is concerned, it's a tight-fitting shoe, but it certainly isn't as narrow as something like a Mercurial or an Adizero, which is also synthetic, might provide. It's kind of a similar type of width to perhaps something like an Adidas Predator Instinct, where it's not the widest shoe around, but it certainly will fit a very wide variety of foot types. And as long as you don't have excessively wide feet, these should fit you very comfortably. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing a size 9.5 US as opposed to my usual size 9, and that is fairly normal for Puma's high-end models to run about a half size small. So if you are planning on ordering a pair of evoPOWER 1s, I would recommend going a half size up in comparison to your normal size for the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the Arsenal themed evoPOWER 1 from Puma. Again, a fantastic shoe overall, one of my personal favorites. It's one of the most unique kind of feels that any soccer shoe has to offer right now. Great for shooting the ball. It's a good combination of being thin, but at the same time have a nice amount of padding to it. The stud pattern's great, and the unique flexibility of this shoe is again one of those features that you just can't get from any other boot currently out there on the market. So if you were interested in a pair of evoPOWER 1s, all I can say is that I can highly recommend them. Again, if you want more information, more details on the overall performance, there's a link in the description to the review page on my website. You'll find the full written review. You'll find the high quality images to get a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, and you'll also find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes allowing you to pick them up below the retail price in all of the currently available colorways. So be sure to go ahead and check that link out for more information. Also leave annotations on screen to any performance oriented videos around the evoPOWER 1 that I have on my channel, so be sure to go ahead and check those out as well. If you have any questions regarding this shoe whatsoever, be sure to leave those down below in the comment section, and also don't be afraid to leave your suggestions down below in the comments as well. Those are also always greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed today's video, found it informative and helpful, be sure to support it with a like. Again, that is also greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.